monumental game this weekend for Blackburn Rovers as they take on fellow playoff contenders, Sheffield United. Can Blackburn Rovers continue their unbeaten start at Ewood Park? We'll talk about that and much more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another Rovers Rivals video today. We're going to sit down and chat with a Sheffield United fan about this upcoming weekend's fixture. We'll talk about that in a minute. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe and you want to stop shop for Blackburn Rovers Championship World Football. We're going to all hear under one Rooski. That's right. Big game for Sheffield United and a big game for Blackburn Rovers as we both try to continue our current playoff ambitions. Who will get it right on the night? We'll take a look at it in a minute. Of course, big shout out again to the Patreons. You know who you are. And a big shout out to the members. You know who you are. But let's, of course, catch up with everybody's favourite Sheffield United fan here. And he's joining me right here, right now. You might know our special guest from a popular Sheffield United fan channel. But I know our special guest as the current leader of our prediction league. That's right. Celebrity guest prediction league. It is Hal from Sheffield United Way. How the hell are you doing, Hal?
Celebrity
there
guest.
There you go.
Okay, I'll take it, mate. Good to be back.
Top of the charts. Does that make you feel proud?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well on our own predictions that we did at the start of the season as well. So, yeah, it's funny because I get a lot of grief, as you probably can relate to. And it's nice to be sort of validated with the actual thing you're talking about happening.
Yeah, well, you did miles better than a professional footballer, Elliot Bennett, who is bottom of our pile with 5. Ooh. Yes, grim stuff. Anyway, this weekend it is Championship football, and we're going to be hosting Sheffield United at Ewood Park. How has your return to the Championship been so far? You're going under the radar, I feel. But from your point of view, how's it been so far?
I suppose it feels like it's going under the radar for you because we've been sneaking wins, a goal here, a goal there, nothing flashy. We've not thrashed anyone, but we're actually playing really good football. We are doing well. We've had a 2-point deduction. Let's not forget that. Had we not had that, we'd be even, well, we'd have 2 points more, obviously. But it's been fun to watch. I mean, we are a team that were decimated last season, and I mean that as a fan base and a team, by a really horrible season in the Premier League. And I do think it'll be probably over the next 5 years, those records that tumbled before when we saw Sunderland and Derby have such awful seasons, I do think they'll be broken because it's getting harder and harder to compete in the top flight. We saw it last season. So actually, to answer your question, we're really enjoying the Championship.
Yeah, I was going to say that we haven't been the promised land for a long, long time, but I know when we got relegated to League One, it was good to feel all the wins, all the wins, and then now you guys are in the second tier and winning, and you might be winning by the odd goal, but that winning feeling is contagious, and it's it's much better than losing every week. Okay, so transfer business is done and dusted. The window is shut. I didn't think you spent any money, but you did pick up a few free transfers. How did you rate your business over the summer, considering any financial issues you may have behind the scenes?
Yeah, we haven't got a lot of money. You're quite right. Although we did spend a little bit of cash here and there. Harrison Burrows was an excellent addition from Peterborough. He's been really good. I've been really impressed with him. We've got Harry Suter on loan. Fantastic. We bought a goalkeeper that Michael Cooper will be our stalwart keeper for many, many years. I think he'll go on to be the next Alan Kelly, the next Simon Tracy. Really, Alan Kelly, of course, played for both of our clubs. Mm-hmm. Who else? Keith Moore. We've got Raksaki in on loan, who I've been really impressed with. Callum O'Hare, who you know all about, came in on a free. And I say that just because he's been a sort of a Championship player that you'll have come up against when he was at Coventry many, many times, and a sort of Jack Grealish of the Championship. Mm-hmm. So I've been overall really impressed, and some really good deals. Sam McCallum, for example, that's a very much, to use your term, an under the radar signing, but he's looked really good. So yeah, I've been really, really pleased. Alfie Gilchrist on loan has done superbly. Never fall in love with a lone player. Far, far too late. I'm already there.
And what is the aim for Sheffield United this season? Are you looking at those top 2 spots, or would you just settle for playoffs? Because it looks like Sunderland are the real deal, or are they? I'm not too sure. You think their bubble will burst? But do you eyes on top 2?
I think it has to be, just because our history in the playoffs is awful. I mean, it's not bad. It's awful. It's not like, we've won the odd one here and there. No, we lose every time. So forget it. Playoffs. No. It's automatic or bust. And I think Sunderland will fall away. I just don't think they've got the depth. What do I know? I'm probably wrong. Although, guess who's top of the leaderboard for predictions? I would have thought that it'll be more than likely ourselves and Leeds. And, I'd love to see Blackburn keep up there because you've had a surprising start to the season. And actually, you have been the outlier on my pre-season championship predictions. I didn't have Blackburn this high up or even flirting with the playoffs.
No, nobody did. Nobody had us up there. I was, didn't think it'd be a good start, but we're still happy to avoid any a repeat of last season. You did say brought some additions in, some loans, some free, some a bit of cash, but including the new guys and the guys from last year. Who is the danger man for Sheffield United this weekend? Who should we be worried about the most?
Depends who he picks. Because Tyrese Campbell might play. I wouldn't have said he was a danger man, but he played really well against Stoke in the last game. And he came in because Gus Harmer was out. Well, Harmer will be back. Anil Ahmedhodzic will be out. He's a good player. We've got Raksaki, but will Brooks play? I really like Andre Brooks. He's a live wire and he's waiting for that goal. Vinny, I was going to call him Vicious Susan because that's what we call him as a nickname, but Vinny Souza, he's not someone necessarily that is going to catch the eye of an opponent, but he's someone that we look at because he just keeps things ticking over very much like a kind of Claude Makelele with a bit of bite. And it'll be interesting to see who actually gets in amongst the goals if we do score a goal. Because I remember starting really well at Ewood Park and then it all falling apart. And that can happen. I've been to games at Ewood Park when we've played well and got nothing. I remember one game, Premier League, 06-07, and we bossed it. We had some great chances, and then Morten Gamps Pedersen puts one in the top corner, a free kick right at the death. Games like that still haunt me, and I don't have any of my personal visits. I have any fond memories of Blackburn away.
Yeah, our home form is good right now. It's just our away travels that's been a sticking point. Looking back at your recent away results, haven't been the best either. A couple games without a goal. Is that concerning for Sheffield United fans right now? But they were big. Yeah. They were big teams. Middlesbrough, Leeds.
No, it's the performances in those ones. We didn't create anything, and we created one chance. I remember in that Borough game with Raksaki, and he went under the keeper, and Luke Ayling cleared it off the line. But other than that, never really looked like scoring, and that's concerning over 2 games. And then against Stoke, we were fantastic. We've had games like that. At home, I'm not too worried. QPR aside, when we drew 2-2 and we shouldn't have done. We've looked good at home. Away, I do worry where the goals are going to come from. I do think we need a plan B. I think we're so wedded to our A game and our plan A that we need something not in-game, but from the off that's completely different. And we don't seem to have that. And I would really like to shake things up. I think probably Callum O'Hare needs leaving out of this one. I don't know if this is his kind of game. And I would really like to see Harmer come back in. I would like to see Tyrese Campbell stay in. And I would like to see Raksaki from the off. And he wasn't given that start, in like a game at Leeds when I thought he just scored 2. You got to play him. Odd decision. So I would like us to have a different formation to start.
Okay, well, I'm going to touch a little bit on Chris Wilder. His return now to the Championship. Been there a couple seasons now. Does it feel different with him this time around in the Championship, or because he failed really at Borough, wasn't he? He went to Borough after and
Watford.
I can't remember that. That must have been such. Well, I think I managed Watford at one time. You must have done as well. Did, yeah. But does it feel different this time? Does it feel that he's the right man for the job?
I think yes to both of those. It feels different because we're playing a totally different style and we're playing different football, different formation. He was the man who made the overlapping full-backs overlapping centre-backs a thing with wing-backs supporting as well. And sometimes you'd only have one defender back. It was terrifying stuff, but it was exciting. And we'd always play 2 up top. Now we're playing 1 up top. So it's interesting to see this is the same manager. If this wasn't the same manager, we'd be saying, Chris Wilder would never play this formation. But it shows that he can evolve. It's quite fun. But at the same time, we were much more attack-minded. It felt like in the Championship when we were playing that kind of 3-5-2. It was never really a 3-5-2, but you know what I mean? Just for simplicity. And then went up to the Premier League and finished 9th. And we didn't score many goals, but we still played 2 up top. It was the key was not letting them in. And that seems to be what he's trying to rediscover this time. Keep us tight at the back. Now, we won't have a settled back line against you because Anil Ahmedhodzic, as I've mentioned, is out. So it'll probably be Jack Robinson, maybe Reece Norrington-Davis that comes back in for him. But I think it'll be Gilchrist, Suter, Robinson, and Burrows at the back, and that is a back four that will have to get used to each other.
Yeah, we'll get to your full 11 in a minute. But from your point of view, looking at our team, is there somebody, or have you been impressed with anybody from Blackburn Rovers, or are you interested to see somebody from maybe Blackburn Rovers to dazzle you? We got the likes of Cantwell now, which we're hoping we got the old Cantwell and not the Rangers version, and we got a couple of little new interesting forward options. But anyone caught your eye?
Well, I always look out for former Sheffield United players whenever I look at any opposition team, and you've got Danny Bath and you've got Carl McFadzean. So there's two straight away that I will warm to. However, I wouldn't say either of them would be players that would be the standouts. And they're certainly not going to cause us too many problems, he hopes. So, yeah, I mean, it's always interesting. You're right at the forward line. I don't know a lot about Sigurdsson, but I remember thinking that's quite an interesting one. And you mentioned Todd Cantwell. Yeah, you hope that it's the right Todd Cantwell, and that Maktar Gay, again, a player I don't know a lot about, but you think, well, okay, we'll see what 26-year-old coming into English football after having played in Spain, France, I think Holland, what he can do. So yeah, interesting. But I wasn't sure about Blackburn, as I mentioned that before, because I don't know this squad that well.
Yeah, we're still trying to iron out the kinks a little bit with who's our preferred forward man, and maybe we can get close to the decision after this weekend's game. Let's talk about your if you were in charge of this 11 here, who would you pick from the squad available for this Saturday?
Oh, I don't know about that, because I haven't really thought about that. I've thought what Chris will do.
Okay, go with his.
Yeah, because honestly, for me, I'd completely change the formation. I really think away from home, we need a different formation. And there'll probably be Blades watching this who will agree with that. But more than likely, there'll be Blades watching that don't agree with that. I would go with Michael Cooper in goal. Well, Chris Wilder will go with Michael Cooper in goal. Back four, as I mentioned, of Gilchrist, Suter, Robinson, Burrows. I think Raksaki, Arblaster, Vicious Susan, probably then Harmer, and it'll be a toss-up between Tyrese Campbell or Callum O'Hare, and I'll go Campbell on the left, Hamer in the centre. I think that'll work with Moore up top. Great to see him get on the score sheet in the last match. He needed a goal, so Kiefer Moore, you got to watch out for him.
Yeah, he's always seems to cause us some problems whoever he's playing for. He's never, he's one of those players that all championship teams would love to have up top leading their line. Now, you are the king of the predictions. What's it going to be this coming Saturday?
I mean, you said a 0-0, and Nick, who I do the channel with, has also said a 0-0. And I've had a go at him. I'll have a go at you. But I don't want a 0-0. A 0-0 would be... No, it'll be dire. And also, it's an earlier kickoff, so it's one that everyone will be having an eye on. Never bet the early kickoff. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I haven't done a prediction on our own channel for this. I deliberately avoided it because I actually, despite my high ranking on your predictions, I actually hate doing predictions, as many regular viewers of Sheffield United Way know, because it doesn't really mean anything. It's totally pointless. So I'll say, because we need a reverse, I'll go 3-1 this time, because you've done us like that before.
All right, that's a bit beefy. Okay, well, I appreciate that. A bold prediction, and you are the king of predictions, so we've got to take that a bit seriously. But any closing comments, any trash talk you want to throw out there for any watching Rovers fans?
No, not trash talk. I've got a lot of time for Blackburn Rovers. Blackburn Rovers fans are proper supporters, and I've been to Ewood Park many times. And I always test my nephew on teams that have won the Premier League, and he never forgets Blackburn because I drilled that into him early doors. Right. And it is the one that I reckon if you go up to probably 80% of the modern football fans, the ones that have picked Man City because they like playing them on FIFA, they won't know that. And that's why I think of Blackburn fondly. They're a real football club who probably were the last team to win the Premier League the right way, with local man turned good, which is I think what we all dream of. Our club owner, we're currently going through takeover talks, and the people involved, I would be amazed if they've been to more than 10 Sheffield United games, maybe never been to any, and yet you'd love the owner of your football club to be someone that actually supported them as a boy or girl. And I think that with Jack you had that, and that was special.
Yeah, it was special. That was a nice way to end the video there. Appreciate that, Hal. And of course, hopefully we'll get to do this again when we come to your place, whenever that is. I don't even know where that is.
Yes, you're on our channel as well. So check out Sheffield United Way
Do what he says. Yeah.
Absolutely,
check it out. I'll put the link to that video in here, in this one. Well, there you have it, folks. There you have it. Once again, big shout out to Hal for giving us a bit of his time to talk all things Sheffield United for this weekend's game. Can we get it right on the night? We'll see. Of course, this coming Saturday, we'll have the watch along. We'll have a vlog. We'll have all the post-match chitter chatter when, of course, the game comes to a conclusion. But it's going to be a big old game regardless for both the Blades and for Rovers. Again, don't forget to subscribe, smash the like. Catch you later, guys and girls. But we are done for this.